Connor Shaw. Who?
Do you want that as your lock of the week?
Dylan Gabriel's not the guy. He's a 5'10", 5'11" left-handed quarterback. The odds are stacked against him.
Dog. About to hit the road again. You're feeling Willie Nelson. You taking off to Cleveland?
I am, fourth year in a row going to the Guardians home opener. This time they are facing Chicago, but not the White Sox. They're facing the Chicago Cubs in a rematch of the 2016 World Series. I'm going to all three games.
You weren't there for the Tim Anderson, Down Goes Anderson, were you?
No.
That was.
I think that was SummerSlam weekend in Detroit, and I was at someone's house one, and I heard about it all. It was the talk of the sports world.
What a legendary rivalry moment there. But you still get to see that Midwest battle between Cleveland and Chicago.
It's a 2016 World Series rematch.
Yes.
They're hitting that hard because that was 10 years ago.
Yes.
They're hitting that hard. Also, the Cubs are one of the prohibitive favorites, if not LA, if not someone else like the Phillies in the National League, right? Mm-hmm. We'll talk baseball futures in I think next week.
Yes.
2 weeks, yeah, 2 weeks rather.
Yes.
And also, again, the Cubs only go to Cleveland every other year. So this is a big deal. The fact that it's the home opening weekend for Cleveland, and not to mention that Sunday after that noon game, I'm going right across the street to the Rocket Arena for the Cavaliers and the Pacers, who are the reigning defending undisputed Eastern Conference champions, though not anymore.
Yes, I was about to say it'll be fun to beat up on Indiana.
They're out.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, the Kansas City Royals come in, so you get a division rival coming in, those Royals. And what's special about that is, as you know, 5 years ago, I went to the final home game where they were known as the Indians, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to be in the same spot or in that same vicinity as I was 5 years before that behind home plate. This time I'm going to be wearing a Cleveland 1980s batting helmet. You know, one of these helmets you see right here? I'm going to bring one of those in at some point when I'm not wearing Cleveland regalia. I know that I'm not right now. So as a result, I will be wearing, when they're hitting, one of those batting helmets, because they've got two of them. So it's from the 80s. Remember the Block C, right?
Very exciting. Yeah. Any other big plans while you're in Cleveland? Any, like, you hitting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at all?
I go there all the time, so I'm not going to do it this year.
Okay.
I think I'm going to try to do I've never been to the Science Museum. I've been to the aquarium. I may go back to the aquarium because I was supposed to take pictures. Oh, not supposed to, but I did take pictures and forgot to download them and have the fine folks of the world see them in the great aquatic life.
Well, if Jay Dawg does hit the aquarium or the Science Center, we'll throw it up in the Bet This episode, of course, the edition of Bet This, because
you said it.
I know we want to share all of our stories, though,
if
sports or not.
Also, I'm going to also try to it's closed on Mondays, so I'm going to try to avoid. That's probably going to be closed on Easter Sunday as well because it's the holiday. The Cleveland Museum of Art.
That's cool.
I may hit that.
I'm a big art guy. When I was younger, I'm a big Philly guy, obviously.
Yes.
My grandmother took me to the Philadelphia Art Museum when I was like a little kid.
The Rocky Steps?
Yep, of course. And we had to go in. That was like part of it. She wasn't going to let me just climb it.
Right.
We had to go in.
It's funny because most people do the steps and they don't go to the museum.
But ever since then, I've been a big fan of art. And I went to Paris, hit the Louvre. So always love to hit art museums and stuff like that.
I'm only going to the Cleveland Museum. He's going to the where it all took place for Rocky. He's going to Paris. Anyway, see, before we move on to the next subject is that Stallone gets tons of credit for putting those steps on the map, but he also gets blamed too because a lot of the art snobs are like, well, they're not going in the museum. Yeah. They're going to the steps and then they're leaving.
A funny thing about those steps, I know you've been to Philly.
I went to those steps in 2024.
I've also been there. So when I went as a little kid, we took one of those like duck boat tour buses around the city kind of thing. And while we were on there, we had just done the steps, like just got done with the steps, got on the bus like from there. And as we were leaving, the tour guide looks at the entire bus and he goes, "So, do you know what us Philadelphians call people who climb these steps?" And I was just like, "No, what?" And he was like, "A tourist." And I was like, "Damn, that definitely wasn't me. Definitely wasn't me like 5 minutes ago. Promise." So that's my story with the steps. Is I got called a tourist pretty much immediately. But
better than being called a terrorist.
Yes. But another big thing we wanted to discuss today, the set.
Yeah.
If the bet heads are watching on YouTube, which we encourage, go check us out on YouTube, Bet This Is it just Bet This Pod or Bet This? Bet This on YouTube, right?
On YouTube, it's Bet This with capital THIS and the exclamation point.
Yeah, go check us out on Bet This on YouTube or Bet This Pod on Instagram. Bet
Yes,
This P
the picture, by the way, and we're going to be doing this like we did the last time. We will have the pictures on social media every single week of the set when we have the set all decorated. And it, as promised, you've got the Oakland A's, when they were the Oakland A's, a foam finger, we're number 1. Got that now in the back. I had someone come up to me and says, Jay Dawg, you got more pictures, right? Yeah, we'll put them up. You got Jim Palmer representing the Baltimore Orioles, Cakes, as they call them. Also, you've got a Cleveland Guardians, what is it, is a koozie, right?
Who's in the Angels photo?
That is 2 legends right there. You have Reggie Jackson and you have Rod Carew. Rod Carew. He did not convert, contrary to what Adam Sandler said in the Haunting song. He converted. No, he didn't. Carew rhymes with Jew. That's about the extent of that. Yes. So anyway, you also have a Phillies from the 80s, by the way, a button pin. If you look on the back, it's in gold. Usually they're silver pins. I'll show you after we do this.
Yes.
Also,
we'll get a picture of it and throw it up right here.
You got Joe Mauer representing the Minnesota Twins right there. That was when he was retiring. You can see the farewell. You have Nuxie, Phil Niekro, who did not get into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot despite winning 300 games. The pitching for the Atlanta Braves at Wrigley Field. Also, you've got 2 helmets. The Toronto Blue Jays, in their heyday when they started, when they had the white and the blue, right? Which I think they've kind of brought back. Mm-hmm. Also, the New York Mets helmet, a Pittsburgh Pirates bumper sticker. Also have a Boston Red Sox 100 years of Fenway Park magnet schedule.
Yes.
You know,
very exciting. Big fan of Fenway, and it's even got the double D sponsor on the bottom, which we won't shout out here, but
back when it was known as that, now it's just 1D.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
I know.
People still call it double D, and that's good on them. All kinds of stuff. Also, by the way, in 1982, Giants' 25th anniversary in San Francisco pin. I got that as well. A Miami Marlins license plate. It's our first license plate that is tin. Last week, the San Diego Padres were aluminum. San Diego Padres license plate was plastic. So this one is
very exciting. And we're excited to announce, Bet Heads, we've got one of our loyal Bet Heads, Bet Brandon, has gone to Cincinnati. You might have seen him in the last edition of Bet This on YouTube as our commercial break, or our little breather, where Brandon gave us a little check-in from opening day. And I want to encourage Bet Heads to send us videos to our X, to our Instagram, on YouTube. Comment to us if you want to be in one of our commercial breaks and you're at a sporting event. We would love to include you. And while Bet Brandon was at Cincinnati at opening day for the Reds versus Red Sox, he was able to get us more set pieces. We've got some stuff coming in from that game as well. We've got some football things that Jay Dawg was extremely excited about, as it was his favorite team. So we'll get to that during football season. But
also, you see a Diamondbacks bumper sticker with the snake.
Yes.
The back in the day, because the snake now, I think it's a black snake now. That's kind of what you would say gold, right?
Yeah. Back when it was still like the purple secondary color.
That's what they were doing. Yeah. Also, the set piece too. I see what is it? I just saw it. Oh, San Diego Padres. They're late 80s, early 90s, a doorstop. The doorstop, as you can see, for those of you, for the edification, for those with the benefit of flash photography, it's for the doorknob. It's not for a door handle.
Yes.
It's for a doorknob. And also, I wanted to make sure I didn't want to be sanctimonious, and I have a Montreal Expos button pin, which you picked out, by the way.
Yes.
You picked that out. You had a choice. You had that or the other one, right? It's not, and I made sure of this, it's not next to the Washington Nationals. I wanted to make sure of that because that's sacrilege.
Yes. I'm on the fence. I want Montreal to come back. I've said it before. But
right there, inaugural season, Washington Nationals. I made sure, because we do have a Montreal Expos bumper sticker. I'm making sure. I want to make sure, okay? CJ's going to make sure. I'm going to make sure. We hope you folks make sure as well. We're going to make sure that the Expos and the Nationals are never next to each other.
we are going to definitely make sure, and we've got baseball to talk about here. Lots to go through and go over on this edition of Bet This, but want to start it off. Won our locks last week. Thank you, Bet Heads, for riding with us. The lock I had last week was the Blue Jays winning the first 5 innings. I took the money line on the first 5 innings against the Athletics.
Yes.
And I think that was a test run for if I was going to continue to do that throughout this season. I usually like to do the money lines in baseball, but I think the first 5 innings, if you can tell who's on the mound, it's a good way to determine who will win the first 5 innings. It's more of a pitcher battle at that point. And then the bullpens kind of usually are the
see what happens there.
Let up runs and things like that. So Blue Jays hit on that. And then Jay Dawg, your money line hit, which was plus 230 at the time. The Battle Hawks money line against the DC Defenders, that hit, they won 16-10. So good start in the UFL, and we'll break that down in just a little bit as well.
I saw the score at the beginning because the Defenders, who are the champions,
they were down 4-0.
Yeah,
because of the new
the
4-point
four-point kick field goals, which the NFL is going to adopt. I'm telling you, they're going to try to steal as many rules as possible, like they did with the XFL back in the day. Don't believe me, just watch.
What's up, everybody? I'm here in Seattle. I'm at Climate Pledge Arena getting ready for an exciting fight night tonight. And I just wanted to remind you all that it's time to tune in to Bet This.
Jay Dawg, March Madness time.
In April.
Yeah, I know. And
I hate that so much.
Sadly, I am finally out.
Really?
Yeah. My last team I had making it, Purdue, they're out. I did have Michigan making it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
But I had them losing to Purdue, and Purdue lost to Arizona.
Correct.
So
half of my Final Four is still intact. The left side at the top and the right side at the top. But Houston and Virginia, whoa.
Who I was going to say, was it Houston and Virginia in the final for you?
Yep.
That's tough.
No, so Houston and Arizona.
Arizona. So you still have Arizona on the board, but you had Houston as your champion.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yep, I'm not picking the Cougs ever again.
I see one of the biggest upsets for me and on my bracket was Duke losing to UConn. That match, which obviously that game.
You've got soccer on the brain.
I know. We're getting to MLS later, but
yes.
the UConn game, I mean, is going to go down as one of the greatest college basketball games of all time. It's pretty much all I've heard on sports media
for the last few days.
Yeah, it's just the UConn shot. I've had coworkers coming up to me nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a lot of coworkers from Connecticut, from the area down there, but
or UConn fans.
Right, and just nonstop UConn fans coming up to me. And just they're like, "Can you believe it? Can you just believe it?" That's all they keep saying. And I know neither of us had UConn, but what were your thoughts on that shot? What were your thoughts?
I had UConn in the Final Four.
Right, but we didn't have UConn making it all the way. We didn't have them.
Okay.
Winning it all.
Yeah, Duke had their chances. They had their chances, and then this is just.
They didn't even have to do anything.
Correct.
They could have just held the ball. You didn't have to.
I think that's a John Shire, the coach. That's
for sure. That's a coaching thing. You got to tell your guys what to do.
Yeah.
They're young kids. Most of these guys are 18 years old, 19 maybe.
18, 19.
Like college basketball is a one and done at these blue bloods.
For the most part.
Right. So it's like most of these kids aren't seniors. They haven't been to the tournament before, haven't been to the dance. They don't know what to do in these high pressure, stake situations, because most of the games they've played in their life have been blowouts because they are.
The game's rarely ever on the line, and
right.
They don't know how that works.
Right. So they're not used to thinking in those high moment situations where they need to hold on to the ball, essentially. Yeah. They don't know what to do, and that's for sure a coaching thing. That has to be a reflection of your coach. And just what a shot, by the way, from the UConn player who his name is fading my mind right now, but what a shot from that kid, a freshman who is from Indiana. His coach told him when they recruited him, "We're going to bring you back here to win a national championship." And he's holding true to that at the moment. still on the line.
Gonna find out this weekend.
Yeah,
aren't we?
for sure. So at the moment, or as it stands, Duke. What is it? Duke, who is in the bottom? Illinois, Michigan, and Arizona are your final four.
Not Duke.
Or not Duke, UConn, excuse me. I'm looking at my bracket. UConn, Illinois, Michigan, Arizona are your men's final four.
Indianapolis will be the site.
Yeah, I think Michigan's the only final four I had right. And I am excited to watch it, even though I'm kind of out of the action at this point.
Saturday will be like, again, I don't like that they have it on late set. I'm not big on that. I'm like, just because the women's national is going to be like 3 something in the afternoon, I believe.
See, but
on Sunday.
They should do the women's. Yeah, the problem is you can't do it at night on a Sunday. I feel like
They've done it before on Sunday. No,
they should.
they've done it on Sunday nights in the past.
Yeah, but when would you do it? Like a 6 p.m., 7 p.m. tip off?
They've usually done
that's
it.
Around.
They've usually done it around that time.
Yeah, I mean that would be acceptable, but this women's bracket again, it's been a snoozer
Because all 4 are in UConn, South Carolina, UCLA, and Texas.
This is where we're hoping the good basketball starts, but I mean,
The good basketball will start. These are the 4. It's just these 4.
did you see Texas's score versus Michigan?
No.
It was like I don't.
It was a
remember.
1 versus a 2 as well.
I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was like 71-41 or something. Like Michigan scored 41 points. And I get like college basketball, there can be low scoring games. Some teams are more defensive. And I know that sometimes some women games can be low scoring, some women games can be high scoring. But 41 points from a 2 seed is
the haves and the have-nots. You saw it.
It's ridiculous. It is truly like night and day between the top 4 and everyone else.
You're gonna find out. See, again, you found out. Found out real quick that there's certainly haves and have-nots in women's college hoops.
And
it's down to the Final 4 though in Phoenix.
Even then, I'm worried about South Carolina.
It'll be close.
I don't know.
UCLA, Texas.
I think UCLA, Texas might be a little closer. Like I feel like that's a good matchup. But
you want me to put money on Easy FUD, don't you? You want me to do that, don't you?
I'm worried that UConn is going to blow South Carolina. I'm actually curious. I want to see if I can find a line while we're right here on what the money line is for that. UConn opens up on a 6.5 point spread.
That's not bad.
That's
better than what it was. You know what it was? You know what the point spreads were when they were going against, University of Texas, San Antonio?
Oh, yeah, it was like 30, 40
at
points.
least.
Yeah.
Okay.
But 6.5 points is like, that's still a good gap between.
Not really. That's a close game.
It's a close game, but I'm just saying between, 2 number 1 seeds. It's a 7-point gap almost. And UConn opens up at minus 278 on the money line as the favorite. But something else I just found out, I just noticed while I was looking at this.
Yeah.
The other matchup, the UCLA versus Texas, who would you take in that? Who do you have in your final? You have UConn and who else?
UCLA.
UCLA, that's also
top 2.
Right? UCLA is the underdog against Texas.
Interesting.
UCLA opens up as an underdog at plus 1.5.
Wow. Okay.
And they are plus 114 on the money line.
I thought they would get 3 to 5 points as a favorite, but they are an under. Okay.
I could see minus 1.5 because I feel like UCLA is the better team. UCLA has been the number 2 all season behind UConn.
Yeah.
They have 1 loss. That's crazy. I would feel like
31-1 when they entered.
I feel like
UConn was 34-0. They're trying to run the table.
I feel like UCLA. I would take that. Hop on that when if you can. If you see UCLA and plus money, take it.
Yeah. By the way, Texas and South Carolina were both a paltry 31-3 each when they both made the
I know. Terrible.
Yeah. Fire the cup. No. Yeah.
No, but
Just kidding.
and also if you want to parlay UCLA with UConn, the money lines right now, it's plus 190. So hop on that. I might take that as a flyer just because, you're not going to get a better odds on that UCLA team. And I feel like it's not even in question. I don't know why. Maybe Texas is a good matchup, but I just feel like UCLA has been so good all season.
Remember, the Final Four is Friday.
Right.
And then Sunday is the national championship game.
Right.
So.
So definitely get your odds in if you can.
Do you have a lock on that or no?
No, I'm not going to put my lock on that.
You know what my lock is.
Right, but we're not there yet.
See, I thought we were doing that. Okay.
Oh, well, you want to do our locks now? You want to get to it before we get to baseball?
No.
Okay.
I thought you were leading into, again, this was my naivete, the lock for what we were doing for college basketball.
Oh, whoa. You want me to lock in like the finals, kind of?
No. I will do my lock when we are ready to do our locks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. As we get to the next segment, because my lock is...
See, again, he's got NASCAR on the brain even though they're off this week.
I know. My lock is...
No, you've got turkey or ham on the brain. That's what you got.
No.
Easter Bunny?
No, I don't. I'm Greek. I celebrate Greek Easter. We got a different Easter.
Yes, you do. Orthodox.
We Jay Dawg has a lock for college basketball, which we'll get to in just a moment later. Because my lock is in baseball.
Correct.
So I want to do them together.
I've got a parlay of baseball, whereas I've got a lock of college hoops because come next week we're not going to be having any more college hoops locks because it'll be over.
Yeah, I know we're getting down to it, and we're already low on the power rankings. We got no MLS.
Because they were on their break last week, no MLS.
No March Madness anymore. We're running low on this power rankings. We need more sports.
We will, because we're going to have NHL, NBA, and then coming soon, baseball.
Jay Dawg, sports question of the day. This one's a little gimmicky, a little different.
Yeah.
What's the better gum for baseball? Is it Hubba Bubba or Big League Chew?
Big League Chew. Big League, and you can chew it. Bet this.
All right, Dog. I forgot what your lock was. That's why you were trying to get me to say it, and I forgot that you had Arizona as your lock of the week over UConn specifically, because right now on DraftKings and depending on your sports app, there are hypothetical national championship matches. So there's Arizona versus UConn or Arizona versus Illinois.
Yes.
You believe it's going to be Arizona versus UConn, so you can get the specific odds right now. J Dawg has -218 as his lock. Great lock. I love that. And I think Arizona is a powerhouse. I had Purdue beating them. I think I might have to lean into the team that
you bet
took
against
out my team.
You bet against LeBron's son, don't you forget that.
Yeah, I know. And
this other son.
I know. I think honestly, and watching him play as he grew up, and same with Bronny, I think Bryce is going to be way more of an elite athlete.
Really?
Yes, for sure. J Dawg's lock of the week: Arizona over UConn in the national championship. Currently -218 odds, subject to change. J Dawg, it is time for power rankings.
Only got
2 this week.
Yeah, NBA and NHL. The season is winding down for both of these leagues because the regular season will dissipate and the playoffs will begin shortly. We'll start off at number 10, the Minnesota Timberwolves. At number 9, the Houston Rockets. At number 8, the Cleveland Cavaliers, who I will be seeing this Sunday against the Indiana Pacers, who are not on this list, by the way.
We'll get to that Sunday selection during the lightning round.
At number 7, the Detroit Pistons, still the best team in the Eastern Conference despite their injuries. And the Celtics and the Knicks kind of been, they'll have 2 wins and a loss. Which
the Celtics have been dealing with that Jaylen Brown injury. That's been kind of holding them back at the end of the season here.
The Denver Nuggets at number 6, the aforementioned New York Knicks at number 5, the aforementioned Boston Celtics at number 4, the Los Angeles Lakers at number 3, that's number 2, the San Antonio Spurs, and at number 1, the reigning, defending, undisputed NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Let me ask you a question before we get into NHL power rankings. I've got the future odds for the NBA Finals winners here.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, OKC is the favorite. They
are.
They're plus 130, which are good odds if you want to put down money on OKC. Plus money is always good money, and they honestly have one of the better chances to win a championship here. My question to you is, based on how they've been performing at the tail end of the season here, the Lakers have obviously been rising on our power ranking, our boards, and I'm assuming most boards. What would this mean for LeBron's legacy if he was able to get another championship, especially winning over a team like OKC? Like they would obviously have to go through OKC, assuming they would get there.
Or San Antonio.
Right. So what would
I think are ahead of schedule, but I still don't think they're NBA Finals ready.
Right. But what would that mean for LeBron's legacy? Even though he's not necessarily the leader of that team now, it's
Luka's team now.
But what would that mean for LeBron?
Again, if they go all the way, if the Lakers win a championship this year, wow, that would be absolutely something. It really would. Because again, OKC, San Antonio, and again, you have a couple of the Eastern Conference teams that I think are slightly better than the Lakers, or not, maybe not even, who knows? But
like a Lakers Celtics finals would be.
I don't want to see that again. I don't ever want to see that again. Don't ever want to see it again.
Anyways,
we're gonna have 32 NBA teams by the end of this decade, right?
Yes.
No more. Enough.
The Lakers currently, if you are interested, they're plus 3,000 on odds to win the NBA Finals. So just throwing it out there.
I bet the odds for LeBron getting MVP of the NBA Finals are even greater. I bet those are like in the 20,000.
I don't know if I can find that yet, but
making you work.
Yeah, I know. Just as an update as well, Luka's plus 1,500 on MVP.
Right now it's Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander, right?
Real quick, I did find Finals MVP.
Yes.
Finals MVP
for LeBron.
LeBron is plus 20,000.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it past there. I might put a flyer down on that. Low-key.
You put like a buck on there.
Put a buck down.
You're going to own the Greek islands. Are you kidding me?
$1 gets you $200. So.
Okay. Well, that'll get you.
$10 gets you $2,000. So.
Okay.
Just a flyer, but hit us with your NHL power rankings.
It's not mine. It's
the bet this.
That's right.
Excuse me.
At number 10, the Anaheim Ducks. At number 9, the Boston Bruins. At number 8, the Montreal Canadiens. At number 7, the Minnesota Wild. At number 6, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sid the Kid is back and he's breaking records again.
They just put a whooping on the Isles the other day.
Yeah, they did. Absolutely did. The Carolina Hurricanes in at number 5. At number 4, the Buffalo Sabres. At number 3, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Those two teams, by the way, the Sabres and the Lightning, they're almost interchangeable when it comes to being the top seed in the NHL. One day it's going to be Tampa Bay. The next day it's going to be Buffalo. Then it's back to Tampa. Then it's back to Buffalo. Really good for the NHL because, again, the consistency here of who's going to be at the top, and it's getting down to the nitty-gritty.
It doesn't feel like those last 3 seasons where we've had Florida in pretty much every finals and Edmonton in every finals. Like, it doesn't feel like we're going to get a repeat, essentially.
Good. I didn't want that last year.
That's what I'm saying. It's nice. It's nice to have
finals.
Final. Excuse me.
NBA is finals. Stanley Cup is final.
Yes.
And that's final. At number 2, the Dallas Stars, who looked like for a little while were going to challenge the Colorado Avalanche as the top team for the points. But the Avs have run away with it. Once again, the Colorado Avalanche are numero uno.
Avalanche are your favorites currently for the Stanley Cup champion at plus 300, which are pretty good odds. Lightning at plus 450. I like the Sabres at plus 15. Plus 1,500 for Buffalo.
Buffalo's a jinxed city, so they're not going to win it all.
If you look down a little further, the only maybe flyer I would take is maybe Boston, maybe Pittsburgh, now that Sid's back.
Wouldn't that be something?
Dallas is plus 1,000. That's another team I'd keep my eye on.
Wouldn't that be something if the Buffalo Sabres win a title before the Buffalo Bills do?
Dog, my favorite time of every edition of Bet This. But before we get to it, I want to toss out our parlays now so we don't miss it. Don't forget.
Easter parlays.
And remind our bet heads that your lock this week is Arizona over UConn in the Natty.
Which will be Monday.
Minus 218 for your lock. My lock of the week, I don't have the odds right now, but I'm going to take the Red Sox money line in the first 5 innings. So first 5 innings, money line.
Against the San Diego Padres?
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Specifically Saturday. Connolly early making his second start. He pitched amazing in his debut for the Red Sox. 6 innings scoreless.
Just couldn't get any run support.
Right, exactly. So that's going to be my money line this week. And then for our parlays, your parlay, you have Jose Ramirez and Chase DeLauder.
You got it.
Getting 1 home run each in the Saturday game you're going to be live at.
Yes.
So
on Fox, by the way, that's one of the Fox Saturday baseball games of the week.
We'll be able to get some footage of that for next edition of Bet This.
Absolutely. You're getting the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, the other Sunday for Cavs and Pacers, and then Monday. It's just going to be it's a Cleveland show. I just have one question. Will they get this in Cleveland?
It'll be on. And then my parlay this week, I'm going to pick Sunday's slate of baseball. I'm going to do Yandy Dandy Diaz getting 1 hit. He leads the league currently. Sal Stewart for the Reds getting 1 hit, who is incredible.
Might be the Rookie of the Year in the National League.
Yes,
Chase DeLauder for Cleveland might be the AL Rookie of the Year.
Yes. And then my third leg of the parlay, I'm going to do Mike Trout to also get a hit, who looks like he found the fountain of youth out of nowhere after being injured.
You got to knock on wood because it's been
years of torment for Angel fans.
Here's the problem.
And baseball fans.
Here's the problem. He will do this, but then he will also get hurt. So that's why
I know you do have to be superstitious about it. But that is my parlay, is
or at least a little stitches.
The 3 hits, 1 by Yandy, 1 by Sal Stewart, 1 by Mike Trout. That's my parlay. Put it together. And it is time for the Lightning Round.
I think that Brewer sticker from 1994 just fell after you did that.
Yeah,
it just fell.
I gave it my best earthquake impression, trying to shake the.
There are no earthquakes in Wisconsin, but right there, I guess there will.
Will they get this in Cleveland? It'll be on.
It'll be on. That's right.
They might not feel the earthquake, but they're gonna feel the lightning round. J Dawg, it's the lightning round, the best segment on Bet This, and we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna go through Saturday NHL, Sunday NBA, Monday MLB. And we've got UFL and MLS in action.
Here we go.
Let's go. Saturday NHL, starting off with Detroit versus the New York Rangers.
Ooh, I'll take Detroit. What time's that, by the way?
12:30.
So it'll be on the radio for Bet This.
Yes.
By the way, folks, just to give you the heads up for the radio on Saturday, when you hear this on the radio, you're going to have the Celtics, not the Celtics, you're going to have the Red Sox and the Padres, 3:10 pregame, 4:10 first pitch. That's on
the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations on Saturday, and then on Sunday, 12:35 pregame, 1:35 first pitch, Red Sox Padres in Boston.
Thank you, J Dawg. And back to your lightning round. Saturday selections: Minnesota Wild at Ottawa.
Minnesota.
Colorado at Dallas.
Oh, wow.
That's a star.
Wow, I'll take Dallas. It's in Dallas.
Better be watching that one, Betheads. The Bruins at Tampa.
It's in Tampa, so I'll take the Lightning.
Heard that. Florida at Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh looks good right now. Montreal at New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Buffalo at Washington.
Buffalo.
Isles versus Carolina.
I'll take the Canes.
We've got Winnipeg at Columbus.
What do you think, baby?
The
Blue Jackets.
Got to take Columbus. Winnipeg at Vancouver.
Wait. Winnipeg, Vancouver, how can they be taking on Columbus?
Oh, excuse me, I was reading the wrong line. Utah at Vancouver.
Oh, okay. Utah,
I heard.
Vancouver's so bad.
Yeah, they're the
worst team in the NHL.
Yeah. Toronto at the Kings.
Ooh, I'll take the Kings.
Heard that. Didn't Toronto just fire?
Yeah, they just fired their GM.
Yeah.
Toronto Maple Leafs are essentially starting all over again by not starting all over again because Austin Matthews.
Right. They still have a staple, but
they're gonna have to make some additions.
Yeah. Vegas at Edmonton.
Vegas. Torts. Torts is the coach.
Calgary. I know.
He's not gonna do anything in the playoffs, but
yeah. Calgary at Anaheim.
Ducks.
Right? Nashville at San Jose.
San Juicy. I'll take the Macklin Celebrini, the kid, and the San Jose Sharks.
4 10 p.m. games, by the way, on Saturday for the NHL. Last one is Chicago at Seattle.
I'll take the Kraken.
Kraken heard. Now to the NBA Sunday matchups: Toronto at Boston.
Boston.
Heard that.
What time's that?
3:30 p.m.
Okay.
Washington at Brooklyn.
Washington. Oof. Oh, I'll take Washington.
That's a snoozer. Phoenix at Chicago.
Phoenix. Rematch of the 1993 NBA Finals, by the way.
Another snoozer. Memphis at Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Indiana at Cleveland. Jay Dawg will be there. We're going to have footage next week.
I will take Cleveland.
Cleveland. Charlotte at Minnesota. The T-Wolves.
I will take Charlotte.
Charlotte, okay. I like Charlotte. Orlando at New Orleans.
Magic
heard. Utah at Oklahoma City.
OKC, baby.
They could put in their coach. Los Angeles at Dallas. The Lakers.
Lakers
heard.
Luka's old stomping grounds, yep.
The Clip at Sacramento.
Clippers.
And the Rockets at Golden State.
Wow. Is that Sunday night basketball?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take the Rockets.
The second one, the Lakers at Dallas is also.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, as you know, that'll be Durant's return to San Fran.
So you're taking the Rockets?
I'll take the Rockets.
Heard that. Let's get to your Monday. We are
in baseball.
Yeah, we are.
No NASCAR this week, Easter holiday, and MLS took last week off, so we'll have MLS this week.
We got to cruise through this, dog. Chicago at Tampa Bay on Monday for baseball.
Which Chicago?
The Cubbies.
Cubbies.
Heard that, Cubbies. Royals at Cleveland on Monday. Bibby on the mound.
Cleveland,
Bibby.
Yep. Bibs.
We've got Cincinnati at Miami.
Miami.
Heard that. Another matchup to watch out for. Yerman Marquez versus Bubba Chandler. San Diego at Pittsburgh.
San Diego.
Milwaukee at Boston.
Brewers.
Yeah, I would take the Brewers. Sorry. St. Louis at Washington.
St. Louis.
Dodgers at Toronto. Shohei versus Scherzer. World Series
rematch.
Who are you taking?
Oh, I got to take Toronto.
At home, yeah.
Yeah.
Baltimore at the White Sox.
Baltimore.
Detroit at Minnesota.
Detroit.
Seattle at Texas.
Seattle.
Houston at Colorado.
Houston.
Atlanta at Los Angeles. The A's.
The
Angels.
The Angels. I'll take Halos.
The Halos. And the Philadelphia Phillies at San Francisco.
Giants.
Heard. Dog, we are kind of over the limit. Quickly, go through your UFL picks.
Yes.
DC and Columbus. We got Louisville,
Orlando.
Birmingham, Houston.
Birmingham.
And St. Louis and Dallas.
St. Louis.
That does it, Betheads. Tune in every week.
No MLS, huh?
No MLS.
We ran out of time.
Yeah, they're just getting back to it. We'll come back to them. But Betheads, that does it. We're out of time. Easter. Have a happy holiday if you celebrate. If not, make sure you tune in every week for Bet This. And don't forget, if you're going to bet
this.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bet This is for entertainment purposes only. Always gamble responsibly and never wager more than you can afford to lose. Our advice is not a guarantee of success. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org for resources.